Hi, it's Nancy. I'm cleaning out the rest of my pots in the front. We haven't got a lot done in the back yet, but my husband helped me again today and we got a lot done and we had a beautiful day. I've got my little scarf on my ears, still trying to protect them because for 2 weeks I have not been able to hear correctly and it feels like I'm stuffed full of cotton. But hopefully they'll go ahead and heal soon. I'm really ready for them to. But we're getting a lot done, as you can tell probably. Everything looks so bad when you're first starting cleaning out the old stuff. But once you get it out, you realize there's a lot. We heard some geese going over today. And we saw several. We saw a red robin, red-breasted robin. And just enjoyed the day, and even though we were working, we got a lot done and feel good about it. So I'll get back with you later and let you know what else we're doing. So I wanted to show you some of the birds that we talked about, that we saw. There's one little, and there's that cardinal my husband mentioned. In just a minute you'll see that little robin, red-breasted robin right there. So I wanted to show you what this area that we cleaned out looked like last year. This is my seed box. I usually plant some seeds in here so I can watch them a little more carefully and keep them watered a little better. This is the back part of where I cleaned out. And then this is the little flower boxes around our maple tree that I was cleaning out. This is on a little bit farther out into the yard. So I'm looking forward to it looking this pretty this year, maybe even prettier. I like to put a little more color in this pot. I love the alyssum, but I just want a little bit more color, I think. And we used lots of marigolds last year, but they all look so nice. Hello, it's Nancy. I wanted to show you some of the stuff we're doing for the garden, but inside. These are the plants I'm trying to save. Most of them are house plants. There's some hibiscus, a few. Oh, and look at this. Oh, babe, come over here and get a close-up of this if you can. This is a little Rex begonia that I found at our local Walmart yesterday, and it's just so pretty. I can't believe in the sunlight this red looks like it has glitter in it. It's just so beautiful. I hope I can get it to live for me. And actually these are my begonias. If you can see back here, this is the begonia I had in the garden last year, and it's still alive, which is the first for me. I'm terrible with houseplants. This is a pretty little silver begonia back here. Can you see that? And it's lived for me so far. I keep these watered through the winter, and then my other houseplants there, the rubber plant and the ponytail plant, the air fern, and then across here in the back are a bunch of little cuttings that I'm saving. Let me go over here and get these other two that I'm putting back in the window. These are the ones that I've been changing the water in. You literally have to change the water each week, and even then I lose a lot of them because the stems will begin to rot. But so far these have done pretty good. This one is one of the big cone coleus, so I'm hoping to be able to get that back in. Of course, keeping them through the winter is one thing, and then getting them back out and letting them live is another, because they have to be acclimatized, and I'm not very good at doing that either. I don't like the taking them in and out a little bit at a time. It's just, I don't seem to have time for that. This is one of the black sweet potato vines. You put this in with the pretty heart-shaped leaves and flowers of the petunias, and the two different, or this is kind of forked and the others are round. Put them in together and they just really shine. But that's part of what goes on all through the winter, that we have to keep going, or I do. I do it because it helps me to have more plants in the garden, and I don't have to buy each one of them over and over again. Of course, I always end up buying several anyway, but I love having some of the ones from last year. I keep telling them, live, little one, live, because it won't be long. The whole garden is depending on you, and you'll be shining in the garden again. And they totally do. They just take off some of them. Now, like I said, not all of them will make it, but there's a lot of them that will make it and then just begin to flourish. So that's going to be it for right now, and I'll get back with you in a little bit. Hi, it's Nancy with Garden Scroll, and you just finished watching a little clip from March the 7th, 2018, and now we're actually going back to 2017, the year before, because the previous one I didn't get to show you very many flowers. It's always bare, through the winter. But I'm going to put some of the zinnias from the 2017 garden in the next little clip. And today is actually New Year's Day of 2019. Well, I'll have to get used to that one, not just me. So, and I'm taking, as you can see, the ornaments off my tree. So it's almost bare, and I'll soon have it put away. I want to have all that done so I can go in and have my knee worked on. I finally did decide to do that because the other one may get bad, and I don't really want them both bad at the same time if I can prevent that. Hello, it's Nancy with This Girl in the Garden, and this is my little sister with a zinnia that our daddy bought all of his girls. Hers was a pretty pink zinnia, and I took this picture with my little 110 camera, my first camera. Her pink zinnia was a little paler pink than the one coming up here, this one, but it was a little bit larger than this one also. It was very pretty. I still remember it to this day, and my pretty little sister there showing it off. These are some of the taller zinnias, and this next one, is a Zahara zinnia, which is a full petaled zinnia on a short plant, which makes it perfect for pots. This is another one. They just make such a big impact, and yet they stay short. We're going back to the taller zinnias here. This may be an elegans. I'm not sure which zinnia this one is. I had several different colors in the garden, and I've always loved zinnias. They may be an old and common plant, but they are just wonderful. A wonderful plant for the garden, for drawing in insects, butterflies, bees, hummingbirds. They all love that little halo of flowers at the top. It's what draws them all in. This one is a ball zinnia. See how full it is? It almost makes a perfect ball. It's so thick with petals. This was just a little single petal zinnia, but that pretty muted pink color was really pretty. This one is one of my favorites. I guess I like the bright, and I like the way it's two-tone with a little different color halo around the inside ring. The zinnias come in lots of different sizes. You can find a zinnia for whatever really you you're looking for in the garden, for the back border, for the front border, for pots. They're just always lovely in the garden. They do sometimes get powdery mildew, so you might want to look and make sure you get one that doesn't. This one is one that doesn't, and it's called Perfusion Zinnia. It's also a short zinnia. It has a smaller flower than the Zahara, but it still just has a humongous profusion, like its name, of flower in the fall. This next one I thought this one was really pretty, how it had the little edging on it of pink on the white. And this one is red or red-orange, which I still like a red flower in the garden. I know some people don't, but they're just so eye-catching to me. It's like that little spot of brightness. This is another one of the Zahara. It looks like a big full zinnia, but they're very short and they're perfect for pots. This is one of the taller zinnias, and it may be one of the cactus zinnias, but there are some that are just a lot fuller and spikier of the cactus zinnias, and there are also some shaggy zinnias that I love, but I didn't have any in my garden this last year in 2017. As you can see, here's a bee going after the little flowers on the top of this one. They always love it. This is another of the full ball zinnias. Just one of my favorites. This little zinnia had small little petals, but the flower halo around it was a smorgasbord for all the insects. And then at the end of the season, you can get your pocket full of zinnias to save for seed, so you can have a zinnia garden next year.